Alright, guys, welcome to my first Monday episode after the football season. We got NFL, college football to talk about, as you can see right here. I'm not a happy camper at all in today's episode. We're going to talk about Michigan football, the entire state being in shambles, and then we'll go over the new top 25 rankings that came out, as well as just overall the NFL games, and then my bets as well I placed. But this is going to be a very, very sad episode for me.
It's time for the Zwat Show. It's the Zwat Show. It's the Zwat Show. Man, this guy knows ball. He knows everything. It's time for the Zwat Show.
Alright, like I said in the intro, this is a depressing episode. I don't know how I really want to start with this. I am recording this on Monday, so I've had 2 days to think about this college football game, and that is Michigan versus Oklahoma. But I'm still depressed. I think I lost my voice Saturday night screaming at my TV, cussing, yelling, whatever. I was trying everything. I was shirtless. I wore this jersey. I wore a sweatshirt. I wore a hat. I got naked in the middle of the third quarter, just begging Sharon Moore to throw the fucking football. With 3 receivers out in the field. That's all I wanted. But yeah, I don't know. If you guys are following my TikTok, you probably saw I had 2 rants, one at halftime, one at the end of the games.
I want Sharon Moore fired. I want the OC of Michigan fired immediately. It's been the same offense I've been seeing for 6 years, except we don't have the better football team anymore like 2023. I didn't see more than 2 receivers out on the field. We haven't seen Bryce Underwood throw the football, ever. Same offense. Run, pass. Run, pass. Run, pass. I want Sharon Moore fired. I want the OC fired. Michigan football is fucking dead until we get a brand new coaching staff in there. This was a pathetic performance we put up against Oklahoma. Absolutely pathetic.
I was in complete shambles. I know a lot of people, you're expecting me to come here and just scream at the camera. Scream at it. And I don't want to scream at the camera. I want to talk about this game as calmly as I possibly can. So with that being said, I have been watching Michigan football for the last 23 years. I'm 23 years old. Out of the womb, my dad put a little tablet in front of my face and turned on a Michigan football game. That's how I was raised. That's how I grew up. And I have seen the same, since we've had Rich Rodriguez, I have seen the same goddamn offense for the last 7 to 10 years. And that offense is run, pass, first down run, second down run, third down pass. And what we showed against Oklahoma was absolutely fucking pathetic. One of the worst offensive performances of all time. Before I even get into the notes I have, before you guys be like, why the fuck should I believe this loser? This twat, this little ass white boy. Why should I believe him? Well, let's go over. A lot of you guys know we're using GPT to, come up with answers. We're using AI all the time. So I looked up Michigan's offense. I looked up Michigan's football formation breakdown versus Oklahoma. All right, so before I get into what I want to say, here's what AI had to say. I'll read this word for word. I didn't make this up. You type that in. This is what AI/Google. This is what it's going to pop up for you. In the Michigan-Oklahoma game, Michigan primarily used condensed, snug formations, a.k.a. we put 2 fullbacks in the slot, and then motion them in to run the wing T offense. Because we still haven't learned about the forward pass in the state of Michigan. Fuck it, who needs the forward pass? Not Michigan. Fuck it, it's 2023 again. Use condensed and snug formations, which hindered their offense by limiting Bryce Underwood's ability to identify the defense and making it easier for Oklahoma to disguise their coverages. That's only halfway through. But reading that, if you're one of the smartest football minds, you have one of the best jobs in America. That's the Michigan football head coach. That's the Michigan football OC. You think you'd be a little smarter than, a silly little AI program. What do they know about football? What the fuck do the analytic people know about football? Not much. You would think. You would fucking think. What do the fans know about football? I don't know. Who knows? All we want to see is run up the fucking middle. Run up the middle. The play that defined that game, which didn't even matter, but it just summed up the whole thing. I threw my tray. Water went everywhere. My drinks went everywhere. I was drinking Happy Thursday. I was a little drunk. Whatever. Who cares? This play didn't even matter. 4th and 1 at the end of the game. What do you think's going to happen? Run up the middle, stuffed, game over. Game was solidified before that, but game over. Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading what AI has to say, though. This contributed to an ineffective passing game and struggles on 3rd down, keeping the offense in mud and leading to a conservative offensive approach. Now, if you're a Michigan fan, or anyone who's seen any Michigan football since, we'll even go back to 2021 when they've been good and relevant and people actually started watching them, even though people say we cheated. Trust me, we didn't cheat. We've only had 4 plays in our offensive repertoire. That's inside zone to the right, inside zone to the left, outside zone to the right, outside zone to the left. That's the entire playbook Sharon Moore has in his office. He's probably over there just fucking jerking off. Oh, my 4 plays. Oh, there's my 4 plays. I mean, I love Bredesen, number 44. You saw him. Why are we lining him up in the slot? It makes no sense. Do we really not have, 3 receivers? Do we not? I don't know. I don't know. Do we not have any receivers? We have McCulley, who made, by the way, one of the greatest catches I've seen in the last couple of years. It basically reminded me of that David Tyree catch in that Super Bowl. We have, Samaj Morgan. That's all I see. That is all I see. He had 1 catch for 19 yards. We didn't use a fucking single receiver. If you guys saw my TikTok, you saw me ran. A lot of the comments were, oh, Bryce Underwood went 9 for 24. Oh, he can't even throw the fucking ball. He never had any time. Look it up on AI. Condensed formations. He wasn't able to identify the offense. Oklahoma was either doing a run commit or a blitz every single time. They did the same exact strategy they did against Oklahoma and Jalen Milroe. And Kalen DeBoer, as we found out, absolutely sucks as a big-time coach, just like Sharon Moore. Sharon Moore got in there because Jim Harbaugh said, here you go, take the keys from me. No one voted. No one decided. Sharon Moore is basically the Kamala Harris of the world. No one voted for Kamala Harris to run for president out of the Democratic Party. The same way, no one voted for Sharon Moore to be the head coach of Michigan. Sharon Kamala Harris Moore. That's what the people are calling him. And I don't know. I don't understand the strategy Michigan had. I've calmed down. If you want to see my true reaction, just go to my TikTok. I mean, you take away that 75-yard run. Oh my God, that Haynes had in the beginning of the second half. What I put down, 2.3 yards a carry. That's what we had. We kept running the ball over and over and over and over again. We had that one big play to McCulley. It was like, all right, let's go. We good. What do? We run. We get stuffed, and then we miss a field goal. Sharon Moore wasn't aggressive at all. I don't remember a 4th down that we went for. I don't. You know what? F it. I'm going to check right now. I don't remember. I don't think we went for a 4th down. Besides the 4th and 1 at the end of the game. 4th down, 0-1. There were plenty of situations where we settled for field goals. We settled to punt when it was 4th and short. If we pride ourselves on being the most physical team out there, why are we doing that? Why? Of course, our All-American kicker misses a field goal. It was... I'm just talking about it, but Bryce Underwood, I'm trying to remain calm. I didn't see a single drop back pass from Bryce Underwood, so I think every Michigan fan here, we all believe in him. We all believe in Bryce Underwood. We really do. I know you guys are expecting.
Bryce Underwood's ass.
See, that is a shit analyst, Bry Hardell, right there. He didn't watch the game. Don't listen to that shitty analyst over there. We didn't see a single drop back pass. They kept the rollouts. They kept trying to do play action. That's another thing I didn't understand about our offense system.
$12 million to be ass.
See, this is the type of shit that'll get me pissed off, guys. This is the type of shit. He didn't watch it. Bryce Underwood, we paid him $12 million to hand the ball off. We didn't pay him. We paid him to throw the football, but we didn't decide to pay any receivers. Oklahoma's receiver, by the way, Deanne Burks, guess where he's from? Anyone know? Anyone know where he's from?
Oklahoma's in the top 25.
So is Michigan. 2023.
Not mine.
Do you know where Deanne Burks is from? Anyone? He's from the great state of Michigan. Do you think Sharon Moore and anyone else recruited him? No, absolutely not. Why would we? He had 7 receptions for 101 against us and a touchdown. But hey, fuck it. Our receivers had a total of, let me count here. 5 receptions. 5 receptions our receivers had. And one of them was a David Tyree catch. I'm not gonna say I want Sharon Moore's head on a stick because he seems like just a fine guy. But he's got a couple games left until we start firing. If we see the same exact offense, we're gonna keep winning. We're gonna beat the Nebraskas of the world. We're gonna beat, who do we play? We play Wisconsin, Northwestern, all those teams. We're gonna win. We're still gonna go 9-3, maybe 10-2. But we don't have a fucking shot at winning the national championship this year. We don't have a shot at sniffing the playoffs if this is the type of shit. I've seen this shit for the last 4 or 5 years now. This is not 2023. We don't have the best team. In 2023, we had one of the greatest teams in the last 20 years. That's without a doubt. Look it up. Look at the defensive statistics. Top 3 defense in the last 20 years. That's a fact. That is a fact. But I don't really want to talk about this anymore. Again, what we found out, though, from Oklahoma is that John Mateer is really fucking good, though. John Mateer, like I thought so. I loved him at Washington State. He is still one of the best quarterbacks in college football. He proved that again. He was their entire offense, though. John Mateer. It seemed like every single third down or any second and long, when we needed a big stop, he would just run for the first down. Yeah, 19 carries for 74 yards and ran for 2 touchdowns. He was an absolute menace, an absolute beast. You want to come in here, Brian? Live taping. Hater roommates. I got hater roommates out here, not living the dream. He doesn't know that I've already made a couple bucks off this. He doesn't know. Oh my god. Well, where was I again? My bad, guys. Sorry about that. This is why I need a better studio. All right. This is why my sponsorship, Luoma Financial, has only given me $5. He hasn't given me more than that to sponsor this. But yeah, that's going to be enough about Michigan. If you want to see my rants, go on my TikTok. Justice Haynes had 19 carries for 125. I guess I can say that. But he did just have that 75-yard run straight out of the half. That was kind of fluky. I think Oklahoma was, I don't know what they were thinking. But yeah, first play touchdown. That's the only offense we had. The rest of it was field goal, missed field goal, All-American field goal kicker. He's going to miss some occasionally. All right, we can't blame him for anything. We should have even been in that game, too. Oklahoma dominated us. John Mateer, Heisman contender, won't win it. Heisman contender. Oklahoma probably won't make the playoffs due to the fact they have a scorching hard schedule, but they will. They're going to be good. John Mateer's good. But, yeah, Michigan, I don't think I'm going to watch the next couple games until we play Nebraska. I'm picking up shifts. I'm working all weekend. I'm not dealing with that. I almost had a heart attack. I got high blood pressure. I found out from the doctor. Can't be doing that. Cannot be doing that at all. Same offense I've seen, and that's ridiculous. Sorry, I'm not yelling at the TV. Sorry, I'm not entertaining you, Austin, like you wanted me to. But I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. All right, the next game on the list at Michigan football, the state of Michigan football is absolutely dead. Is the Lions and Packers game. Now I am from the wonderful state of Wisconsin. And I was working at a restaurant full of people from the wonderful state of Wisconsin. And I had to listen to 3 hours worth of clapping, cheers, hollering. Someone said, fuck Jared Goff. Someone said, at a table I was serving, someone said Jahmyr Gibbs is overrated. And I had to sit there with a smile on my face and hope I got a good tip. And it was a pathetic performance from the Detroit Lions. This is a team I'm used to seeing growing up when I was 10 years old. I am not used to seeing the Lions get dominated like that, especially on the offensive line. Their offense looked like shit. Jared Goff was uncomfortable the entire game. Micah Parsons, as much as I think he is a fucking weird-ass dude, he applied pressure throughout the entire time. I don't have the stats for applied pressures, but he had a good game. He still ended up having a sack where they gave him a standing O. We're dead. My football fandom's dead. It's officially over for me. Our leading receiver was Sam Laporta, 6 receptions, 79 yards. Just not good at all. We just paid Jamison Williams, $53 million, $83 million, and we only gave him 4 touches. I mean, come on. I get it. Ben Johnson was the man. Ben Johnson. What this game proved to me is that I'm going to put a boatload of money on the Bears tonight. That's what this game proved to me. Because maybe Ben Johnson was just... He was the mastermind behind it all. I love Dan Campbell as a head coach, but he's not a mastermind at all when it comes to X's and O's. Nothing like that. Ben Johnson was the man. Ben Johnson made one of the best offenses, one of the most explosive offenses, into having Jahmyr Gibbs 20 yards wide open down the field. That's the type of play calling Ben Johnson had, and it's it's ridiculous. I don't want to overreact at all. I'm still going to give the Lions a couple games. I understand it's brand new. We cannot be running the ball for 2 yards a carry. Jahmyr Gibbs, 9 carries for 19 yards. The O-line, we just got physically dominated. I get why they traded Kenny Clark. Dallas played a good game against the Eagles, but, the Cowboys got fleeced in that deal. Because Kenny Clark clearly made no factor at all in stopping their run. That was the one thing I was able to hang my hat on in the last episode is they got rid of Kenny Clark, a run stopper. They got Micah Parsons, who sucks against the run. I shouldn't say sucks, but not good against the run. And we couldn't run the ball at all. We had no run game. Jared Goff looked uncomfortable. His stats showed a different story, 31 for 39. He's still going to be very efficient, but he did have that one brutal interception in the red zone. Only threw for 225. Nothing good. Even using Jahmyr Gibbs, we're expecting him to be the offensive player of the year. That is what we're expecting out of Jahmyr Gibbs. He had 10 receptions for 31 yards. That's ass. That's not good at all. I get it. He's a running back and he's catching a lot of swing passes, quick passes, stuff like that. But 10 for 31 as a receiving back is quite awful. I don't know how many of you guys actually know football, but that is quite awful. Yeah, didn't use him on St. Brown that much. Our rookie receiver, Isaac Tesla, congratulations to him. Shout out to hometown hero. 1 reception, 1 touchdown. Can't hate on that, but yeah, it's a brutal day for Michigan, for the state of Michigan. I'm not going to overreact about the Lions like I'm overreacting about Michigan football. We're in shambles in Michigan football unless we switch up the entire offense and figure out, do we have a third receiver? Do we have a fourth receiver? Are we dead? Are we officially dead? I'm not going to be yelling at my camera. I've done enough of that over the last 2 days. Like I said, I've had to go on the doctor last week to check my blood pressure. Now I have to take pills for me to calm down. So that's that. I'm not going to overreact. But I will overreact about the Packers. They're damn good. If I'm a Packers fan, I'm thinking Super Bowl or bust. If I'm a Packers fan, I'm thinking we're the best team in the NFC. If I'm a Packers fan, the only teams I'm scared of is the Ravens and the Bills, and I think the Ravens and the Bills are going to beat the fuck out of you guys in the Super Bowl if you make it there. But you could probably just be a scumbag like a lot of scumbag Packer fans are around here and just pray for injury and hope Allen or Jackson get hurt in the AFC Championship game and they still win. But the Packers already look like the best team in the NFC. Like I said, I'm not going to overreact, but I'm going to overreact. I think Jordan Love completed a pass to every single person in the city of Green Bay. That's how many people he completed a pass to. I'll even count it for you right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He completed a pass to 10 receivers. I couldn't even name you 10 receivers on the football team I played on last year. Like my own physical college football team that I played on. I couldn't even name you 10 off the top of my head. I probably could. I'm not, but I probably can't. But that's going to be it for the Michigan football. Michigan football right now is absolutely dead to me. We're in absolute shambles. Especially Michigan. Sharon Moore had his year to fuck off. We won 6-6, whatever. I know I said in the previous episode when Austin was here, but that all we have to do is beat Ohio State. And if we do beat Ohio State this year, then whatever. All is forgiven. But right now, this is in shambles. We got to switch something up. I just want to see Bryce Underwood throw, be an actual quarterback and throw the ball. Not rollouts where he has 1 or 2 reads, and then it's either 1 or 2 reads, run, or throw it away. That's a roll. There's a reason great teams don't run rollouts consistently like we did. Quit doing play action. It's not fooling anyone. Every team is going to do the same exact thing Oklahoma did now, which is either blitz, run commit, which is essentially it's a run commit, but then if it's not a run, keep going towards the quarterback. I don't know the exact stat on how long Bryce Underwood had to throw the football. It could not have been more than 2.5 seconds. There was not a single time I got to see him get the snap, take a 3-step drop back, and be able to scan the field. Not once. Without a play action, nothing. We had, I don't know, just even 11 personnel. I don't remember when we were in 11 personnel with 3 receivers, 1 tight end, and just ran a basic pass play. Just anything basic. A mesh concept, any type of basic football concept, we did not run at all in the past game. And that's what pisses me off the most. I hope they listen to every single Michigan football fan out there. Please, for the love of God, please listen. But that wraps up my Michigan talk. I'm done. I'm not going to overreact at all. I know this is Overreaction Mondays, but I'm not overreacting at all. But what I will get into now is basically the rest of the NFL slate. Alright, sorry about that call out. I tried to talk in depth about every single NFL football game, and then I realized I worked all weekend, and I wasn't able to watch every NFL football game. So you know what I figured? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this on my TikTok too, is that I need another co-host to do my Monday show with me. I need someone who's able to watch all the games with me and be able to talk. Because doing this by myself, I work all weekend, so I'm not able to go in depth about all the games. I can do my overreactions like I'm about to, but I am searching for a co-host. Just Mondays. I just need you 1 day a week just to talk ball. No one knows about this, so don't worry, you're well protected. The only people who know about this are random people. I almost have 100 followers on TikTok, and I have about 15 subscribers on YouTube. So it's going to become up and up, but I need another co-host to talk ball with me. So this is my plea for you guys. But what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to go in depth about any of the games because I didn't watch most of the games. So I'm just going to do my overreactions of what the brief things I saw, as well as talk about my bets too. So the first game, I would even skip the Eagles-Cowboys game because that was on Thursday and I talked about that in my last episode. But CeeDee Lamb, you got to catch the fucking football. You got one job, you're paid millions, catch the fucking football. All right, next game, Chiefs versus Chargers. The one overreaction I have is that getting laid by a hot woman will lead to you being successful in life. Fucking a hot girl will lead to great things in your life, whether that's more financial success, more success in the gym, more success anywhere. And we saw that on Friday night in Brazil when Justin Herbert, who is currently getting with Madison Beer, had a better game than Patrick Mahomes, who is a loyal man, lovely wife, but just isn't the caliber that Madison Beer is, as looks-wise is. I mean, Justin Herbert, 25 for 34, 3 tuds. Yeah, Amari Hampton looked okay, the rookie. First game as a rookie running back. No rookie running back looked good at all. Even in the Raiders, we'll get to that later, Ashton Genty didn't look that well. Didn't look that great either, but whatever. The one thing I'm happy for the Chargers was Quentin Johnston finally was able to catch some balls. He did drop 1 touchdown, but he still had 5 catches, 79 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So I'm very happy for him. Keenan Allen also caught a touchdown. Welcome back, Keenan Allen. Welcome back. All right, next game overreaction is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Falcons. I was a little blown away with how close this game was. If you watched Thursday's show, I was reaping on the Buccaneers to dominate the Atlanta Falcons. I thought a 1.5 point spread was absolutely disrespectful to make Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. But the Atlanta Falcons are as good as I thought they were going to be, but the Bucs sort of struggled at the beginning of the game. I think the Falcons took an early lead, and then it took a while for the Bucs to get going. But Baker Mayfield, still good, had 3 tuds. They need to establish more of a run game. Baker Mayfield cannot be your leading rusher at 39 yards. That is unacceptable. Emeka Egbuka, who I thought was Ohio State's most consistent best receiver over the last 4 years, showed up to be the best receiver on Sunday as well, too. Besides the future, maybe potential offensive player of the year on the other side, and that is Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson is as advertised. He didn't run the ball as well. Whatever. He had 6 catches for 100 yards and 1 touchdown. 124 total yards. You're going to take that every single day of the week. Whatever. That's my overreaction for the Bucs versus Falcons. The overreaction being that I still think the Bucs are a Super Bowl type contender team, but the Atlanta Falcons are definitely an NFL playoff type of team as well. The next game is the Arizona New Orleans Saints game. My overreaction is I'm just going to completely skip that game. I vow for the rest of the season that I will not watch a second of a New Orleans Saints football game. That is a Zwat guarantee. I will not touch that game with a 10-foot pole. But next game we got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. Overreaction you could say is that they need to start Shedeur Sanders. I disagree with that. I think Joe Flacco played a fine game. Threw the ball 45 times, 31 completions. He had 2 interceptions. If you look at the stats like I'm looking at, you're like, fuck, why didn't they replace him? Well, the Cleveland Browns should have won that game. You have an NFL kicker who missed a 36-yard field goal. I think if a kicker misses a 36-yard field goal, you fire him. There's plenty of college kids. There's plenty of kids in college. We saw a drunk motherfucking college kid in Oklahoma make about a 36-yard field goal. All right, fire him immediately. He should not be on an NFL roster tomorrow if you miss a kick like that as well as an extra point. The kicking lost this game for the Cleveland Browns, and plus those 2 interceptions from Joe Flacco weren't his fault. One of the balls was a little bit out in front, diving catch over the middle. Still got to make that play. Still got to make the catch. The other one just straight off his chest. That's unacceptable. With the Cincinnati Bengals, they got bailed out. They still had a slow start. I think they play the Jags next week. I think they're going to lose that game. Joe Burrow didn't look like the MVP type guy that he looked like towards the end of the last seasons or like we're predicting him to. Jamar Chase was an absolute non-factor in the game, had 5 targets, only 2 catches for 26 yards. Bengals, slow start again, but they got off with a win, so Zach Taylor doesn't have to fucking, hear the bells and whistles about him getting the fuck out of Cincinnati. The next game I want to talk about is the Las Vegas Raiders versus the New Orleans Patriots. Like I said, Ashton Genty, rookie running back, they're not all expected to be good. He averaged 2 yards a carry. They used him a lot. 19 carries, 38 yards. He did have a touchdown. Whatever. It's going to take him a couple games going. Austin, if you're watching this, you laughed at me for putting Geno Smith in my top 10. Fuck you. Geno Smith is now back in my top 10. He is that 10 spot for me. He went 24 for 34, 362 yards, and 1 tutty. He did have an interception. But to who he was throwing for with Amari Cooper retiring, unbelievable. Jacoby Myers, 8 receptions, 97 yards. Brock Bowers, 5 receptions, 103. Brock Bowers, thank you for helping me win my fantasy football game. And then on the New England side as well, too, Drake May looked whatever, good for a second year. He's still developing. First time under Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is going to have that team fine. He's still one of the best coaches in the NFL. The Patriots are going to be just fine this season. Maybe playoffs, maybe not. Whatever, it's going to be tough. They do have what we saw, maybe not that weak of a division anymore because of the Jets game. But hey, who knows? They still have to play the Dolphins twice a year, and the Dolphins are a complete ass. But the New England Patriots, they just have to establish more of a run game, and they'll be just fine. All right, on to the next game, the Steelers versus Jets. You can overreact a lot in this game. You can be calling Aaron Rodgers MVP. You can be chanting Justin Fields as a man. Both those things could be definitely true. The over-under in this game was undescribably low. I'm going to try to look at the over-under was 38.5. Both those teams almost hit it themselves. Defense was an absolute non-factor in these games, especially if you're the New York Jets. You got to be looking at yourself being like, that was one of the most pathetic defensive performances we've ever put on. That's what they've hanged their hat on the last couple of years. What are we doing? Aaron Rodgers, your former quarterback, if you're that defense, you're going to want to get to him. You're going to want to rip his face off. He has disrespected your entire franchise. And you're going to allow him to go out there and throw for 244 and 4 tuds. The first time Steelers quarterback has thrown for 4 touchdowns since 2020, which was Big Ben. That's absolutely pathetic. Again, the Steelers, they have Aaron Rodgers, and they're going to have an exceptional passing game. But for teams that are able to rush their quarterback, they got to establish some type of run. They just have to. 20 carries for 53 yards just is not going to cut it. You're going to have to average well more than 3 yards a carry to not only sustain Aaron Rodgers' success, but also make sure he's healthy throughout the entire season. Because if A-Rod gets hurt, who's your backup? Mason Rudolph, you're fucked for the entire season. On the other side, you had the New York Jets. Justin Fields, happy for him. He looked great. 12 carries, 48 yards. That's the amount of carries he should be having a game. He should be having anywhere from 10 to 15 rushing attempts a game. Whether that's a designed run, just RPO type play, or just dropping back, seeing a lane and go. If you're the coach for the New York Jets and you're telling him, if you drop back, don't do what they did to RG 3 years ago. Don't do what they do to the running quarterbacks. But sit in the pocket, let the play develop. Justin Fields, if you see a lane, go. The New York Jets are going to be just fine this season. They're going to be a lot better than they were last year in terms of just competitiveness, although A-Rod finished the season well, but the New York Jets are going to be just fine. They're going to need to see a little more out of Braylon Allen. They did run the ball very well, though. Besides that, Breece Hall is the man in New York when it comes to running back. Even Justin Fields stolen the ball. 16 completions for 218 and 1 tud and no turnovers. That's pretty good. Garrett Wilson, 7 for 95. You can't really blame him for that drop. He was led on a little, what do you have, an under, and then turned up the field. When you catch that ball, you're expected to run. That's where your momentum's taking you. That's a tough catch. He hit him. He basically knocked the wind out of him. Great hit. The Steelers deserve to win that game, though. I would like to see them use Caleb Johnson a little more, unless he's not that good, that backup. The rookie running back from Iowa, he had a great he was like right there with Ashton Genty for best running back in college football, and then fell off a little bit due to the fact Ashton Genty just exploded the rest of the season and played in the Mountain West versus Caleb Johnson in the Big Ten. But I would like to see him have some more carries besides just one carry, or before -2 yards as well too. Next game, the Carolina Panthers, the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the game that me and Austin were excited about the most. I'm slightly disappointed in what I saw out of the Panthers, especially with Bryce Young. I was very high on Bryce Young. Clearly this year, I wanted to succeed as a short king myself. He needs to step up. A 20 QBR ain't going to cut it. 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 154 yards. Not going to cut it. He's just going to go back to the same old Bryce Young. This is his make it or break it year. If he doesn't have a good year, the Panthers are going to have to move on. You're going to have to go back to rebuilding. Chuba Hubbard, good game. They probably just didn't have enough of a passing game to kind of balance it out. But Chuba Hubbard still had a decent game. 16 carries, 57 yards with a receiving touchdown. So about 100 yards total and a touchdown. Not bad at all. Tatarian McMillan is their true number 1. He is the guy. I still wish they didn't trade Adam Thielen, but whatever. They'll find that number 2. Hunter Renfrow, is good to see him have a couple of catches. Only had 2 catches for 11 yards. But good to see him back out in the field. Good to see him. I still remember that catch he had in the national championship game. I think every football fan does. Next is the Jacksonville Jaguars. We had Trevor Lawrence. My fantasy football quarterback did decent. He was bleh. Okay. The Jags won this game with their run game with Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne, 16 carries, 143. No touchdown, surprisingly. But it didn't matter in the end of the game. A lot of field goal kicking. They do have, what was it, Little? Is that the kicker's name? Yeah, Cam Little won 4 for 4 on field goals. Jacksonville, you just got to finish those drives, and they would have blown out the Carolina Panthers. This game wasn't close at all. This was an absolute massacre throughout the entire experience. Receiving-wise, how they used an overreaction, I think they used Travis Hunter exactly how any team should have used Travis Hunter in week 1. They didn't overload him with stuff. They didn't overload him with the amount of usage he had. They didn't overload him with anything. Basically, they didn't be like, wow, we have Travis Hunter, let's just go out there and use him and everything. They were being smart. They're obviously going to expand how much he has to do throughout the season, but he did have 6 receptions for 33 yards. No big plays, but they got him the ball. He played a little bit on defense, not that much, had 1 tackle. For a week 1 game, that is a perfect way to use him. I didn't watch the game personally, but just how much I can see, like, usage-wise he had, that's perfect. He's going to have to play a little bit more defense, and it obviously depends on bigger games. This game, they had the Panthers. They were winning that game the entire. This game was never in doubt. There was no need to risk any type of injury with him at all. The next game I will talk about is the Giants versus Washington. Washington's still going to be a very good team. Jaden Daniels is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Top 5, top 6, whatever. Jaden Daniels is a very good quarterback. There's really no... He's just good. I think everyone just has to accept that it's not going to be a fluky rookie season. I know it was against the Giants, but the Giants do have a good defensive line, and Jaden Daniels is still the man. For the Giants, I don't see a reason why you should play Russ anymore. Just get Russ out of there. Either start Jamison or just go with Dart the rest of the season. Russell Wilson is not going to win you any games that any of the other quarterbacks will. He's not going to make any exceptional plays that the others won't. He's just an experienced guy that's going to be in there to lose you, to just keep losing games. Having Russell Wilson out there is just a waste of time in player development for Jackson Dart or trying to win football games, because at least if you have Winston out there, he's going to pull some shit and do something exceptional or win you a game that you should have lost. Russell Wilson will win you a game that you're supposed to win, but he's not going to win you a game that you're supposed to lose. Winston will do maybe the exact opposite. He might lose you a game you're supposed to win, but he's going to win you a game you're supposed to lose. And I'd rather have the wild card if I'm the Giants, because you essentially have absolutely nothing to lose, because at the end of the day in your back pocket you have Jackson Dart, who is going to be your franchise quarterback. Next game we got is the Tennessee Titans versus the Denver Broncos. Cam Ward, welcome to the NFL, went against one of the best defenses in the NFL. Didn't have any turnovers. So that is a perk. Never mind, he did have a turnover. He had a fumble. Well, my bad. That's what I get for not watching the games. This is why I need another co-host on Mondays to help me out with this shit. So all I'm going to do is rant about Michigan damn near every single week. Tennessee passing, Cam Ward, yeah, welcome to the NFL, buddy. 112 yards. He didn't run once, which is shocking to me because Cam Ward can run the football. We've seen that at every single place he's been. In Washington State, Miami, he could run the football. If you see a lane, run the ball, baby. It gives that type of element as Like, you got to respect him as a dual threat-ish quarterback. They couldn't get anything going, though. The Tennessee Titans, which was very expected. They were the worst team last year. Their defense played very well. Bo Nix started out late. He did throw 2 interceptions. He's starting out slow. Not what I expected. I did bet the Broncos minus 8.5. They did win by 8, so they won sort of handily, but not enough. The Broncos should have dominated the Titans that game. The Titans, kudos to them for keeping it close. I do still think the Titans will be able to double their win from last year. Denver Broncos got a lock in, though. They were able to run the ball efficiently. R.J. Harvey had only 6 carries for 70 yards. J.K. Dobbins with a decent game. Bo Nix ran not that well, only for 18 yards. But yeah, Bo Nix just can't be turning the ball over twice. I don't think he had any fumbles, so they were good there. But once Bo Nix, becomes that guy that the Broncos think, they'll be just fine. All right, I got about 3 games left. The 49ers versus the Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold, back to usual Sam Darnold. Again, it was against the 49ers. We have Logan Pye in here if you want to join and talk about the Bears Monday Night Football game after 3 games.
I'm excited.
I already did my Michigan rant. If you'd like to come in and talk about the Bears, feel free. I'm actually talking about needing a co-host for Monday at Football Noah. Welcome back, MLB expert Logan Pye here. I'm just doing some overreactions, looking at the stats. They know I didn't watch the games. I was stirring, made over $500 represent here.
Wearing a ladies shirt.
Wearing a ladies shirt. Yeah, they gave me a ladies shirt. It's a low cut, so my tits look nice. But 49ers versus the Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold. Yeah, it looked like Sam Darnold against the 49ers defense, who is back. I think my overreaction of this game is that the 49ers are going to win the NFC West. Brock Purdy looked decent. Christian McCaffrey is back. I didn't start him on fantasy because I thought he was hurt, but had well over 150 total yards.
23 fantasy points?
Yeah, 23 fantasy points, 22 for 9. Yeah, sitting on my bench. It's okay. I won my fantasy game, by the way. Kudos me. He had 31, 31 touches, so they used him exactly how most teams should use Christian McCaffrey. Next game was the Texans versus the Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford is back. As long as they can stay healthy, they're going to be relevant. Will they make the playoffs? I don't think so.
I think they slide in.
I don't think they slide in.
I think they go 1 game over 500 and slide in.
They go 1 game over 500, 7 seed. I don't mind that at all, actually, too. They're going to be right in the hunt. I still don't think they're going to make it. I still think a team like the Bears is going to sneak in. I'm very high in the Bears.
Sneak in?
My one overreaction of the Packers and Lions game was that I'm betting a lot of money on the Bears tonight.
The Bears are winning the North.
Okay. All right.
No, you pay me to be an MLB expert, but I'm also a Bears expert. All right? Caleb Williams is going to go out there, him and his pretty painted nails, and he's going to dice the shit out of the Minnesota Vikings. Just tear him apart. Him and Ben Johnson are just 2 elite offensive minds working together. This is a 2-headed dragon coming straight through the heart of the North. And I'm not worried one bit.
This is why it's Overreaction Monday, folks. That's exactly why this is called an Overreaction Monday. But getting back to the Houston game, before we get to the Bears game, C.J. Stroud is ass. He's not that guy that he was rookie season. That's my overreaction. I think C.J. Stroud, the rookie season, yes. I think C.J. Stroud is going to turn out to be like Kyler Murray. He's going to be, anywhere from the 13th best quarterback to the 20th best quarterback. He's going to be a damn decent NFL quarterback, but the Texans aren't going to see any type of success that they saw.
He'll be good enough to where they
seasons.
don't move on from him.
Exactly. And then we had one of the best Sunday Night Football games in a very long time, one of the best games I can remember. I watched the end of this game. I could not believe my eyes. Lamar Jackson went 14 for 19. All right, he didn't throw the ball that much, but it didn't matter when you have probably a top 10 running back of all time. You have what it looks like to you guys. I'm Derrick Henry, and this is the rest of the NFL. You can see the height difference, the muscles. You can see it all. That's what Derrick Henry looked like, and that's exactly what he looked like last night as well, too.
Do we let the fans know that I have 30 pounds on you?
He does not have 30 pounds on me.
How
I'm
much
like
you weigh?
damn near 170. That means
I
you're
got 20
200.
pounds on you.
All right, that makes sense. He's
And-
chubby. He's got a girlfriend. He looks like Theodore from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
I'm going to burn the studio down.
He's a handsome man. All right. But Derrick Henry had 18 carries for 169, but he did make the biggest mistake of the game, which is, besides Baltimore's lackluster defense in the fourth quarter, was the reason they lost that game, and that was his crucial fumble. Josh Allen, there's a reason he was the MVP, threw for almost 400 yards, rushed for another 20, had 4 total touchdowns. Josh Allen deserved the MVP, confirmed.
He has the highest fantasy points right now.
Josh Allen?
Yes.
Yeah, understandable.
Until Caleb Williams plays in it.
Until Caleb
And
Williams
drops to
plays in it.
50 spot.
So you are taking the Bears to win that game?
I'm taking the Bears by 1 million.
That's exactly what I'm doing too, yes. Bears, I think they're going to dominate the Vikings. I don't think this is Michigan's week, so I don't think J.J. McCarthy has a good game at all. I think he's got to get his feet wet. I think Aaron Jones is a little old. Mason's going to step up a little bit. Jefferson is going to end up cussing at someone on the sideline.
I am taking Jefferson's under tonight.
I would take Jefferson's under. I think every Vikings under. I think the Bears are actually might win by 10 or more tonight. I think the Bears, the line, I think the Vikings are favored.
What?
I have the Bears money line plus, so that means the Vikings are favored. I think it's like a 1.5.
That's crazy.
It's just no one knows anything about Caleb Williams. Like I said, I don't know if you guys watched the Lions-Packers game, but what we saw is we didn't have an offense. Is that because of Ben Johnson? Maybe.
I don't think people realize, like, we were 6 plays away from being a playoff team last year.
Yes. Okay. So
We were. The block field goal, that's a win. The Hail Mary, that's another win. The fuck up on the play clock against the Lions, that's another win.
That's true.
That's 4 wins we're missing
That
right
was
there.
3 games.
I could have sworn.
That was 3 games.
I don't care. That's still 3 games, and then bang, we're in that wild card spot.
They weren't bad. Caleb Williams actually had a very good rookie season.
It was way better than I was.
He just didn't have as good a rookie season as Jaden Daniels. That's why no one's talking about him.
All right. Hey, in the comment section below, please tell me if me and Mr. Watson should start recording our golf rounds.
I would do that.
I want to go golfing. Can we please go golfing?
I have work.
So you're not even going to be here tonight?
Maybe later. Like, I doubt it's going to be busy, so they're going to call me early.
I wanted to go
I'd go to the bar and watch the game.
I want to watch the game.
Well, I'm trying to look up one more. We got one more second. I'm sorry. This last segment is sponsored by Luoma Financial for all of your financial needs, including retirement management, any type of money management, investment management. Call 262-496-6310 for all of your financial needs. That is Luoma Financial for you guys. All right, let me look up AP Top 25 poll. That's going to be the last segment.
Are we just not going to talk about the Cubs today? On how we suck and we're going to miss the playoffs.
You can talk about the Cubs if you like. You can talk about the Cubs.
We don't have a closer. We decided not to spend money at the deadline. We got a utility man. We got 2 arms. They both suck. 1 through 3 innings. Haven't seen them since. And now we don't have a closer. And in games where we have a 2-run lead in the 9th at home, we give up 2 home runs in the 9th inning. 1 to a 41-year-old Josh Bell. Are you shitting me?
Who was this again?
The Nationals. They
they're not
pulled
good.
Josh Bell off the bench at 41 years old. Saw 1 fastball, hit it 390 feet.
Damn, that's like our dad going out there.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Palencia, and then sure shit, Palencia, he gives up the first home run, walks the guy, gives up another home run, and then the next pitch he rears back, tries to throw it 101 miles an hour and hurts himself. Came out of the game in a pitch later.
So it looks like we both had bad weekends, sports-wise.
Sports-wise, yes. But tonight, the Bears are going to turn it around for me.
I do hope so, too, because that would save my bets. I am going to post my bets on my TikTok as well, too. Right now, if you bet with Zwat with $10, if you bet $10 in each game, you'd just be down $17 right now. So I need the Bears to win.
I'm going golfing.
All right, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the MLB talk.
Oh, I'm going to go lift. Thank you.
Can you shut the door?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, man. Wait, do you lift at the Y?
No, I'm going
No,
to
okay,
play
he
it.
doesn't
You
lift at the
wanna
Y. Yeah, actually, give me 10 minutes.
go? Okay. Guys, I have a guest pass.
Oh, no, it's fine, man. I'm in the middle of something. Sorry,
I
for the
will
interruption.
burn this studio to the
Sorry, no
ground.
one's gonna watch this. I'm just gonna clip certain parts on TikTok.
I'm going to
Everyone
burn.
came for the Michigan rant. I didn't give him a rant.
I'm going to burn this studio to the ground.
That would mean your room is fucked.
Oh no!
Alright, man. Thanks for joining.
Give me when you're ready.
That'll be like 15 minutes. Alrighty, so we're gonna go briefly about the AP Top 25 poll. Again, this episode, I'm sorry guys, if this is the first show you're watching, I'm very tired. I've worked the last 50 hours. I've worked, 12, 15 hours each day this week, and I didn't get to watch much football. Even though this is primarily a football show, that is why I need a co-host. I need a co-host for Monday. I could do Tuesday by myself. I really can. Thursdays, that's when Austin comes on, but I need someone to come in here and talk about all the games with me, fuck around, someone random. I don't want to know this kid. I really don't want to know this kid. I want this kid to just do this for fun. He just wants to talk. He just likes to talk ball, laugh a little bit, That's it. I promise I'm a funny guy. I'm gonna have better notes, but working all weekend. But this is my first reaction to the AP Top 25 Bowl. I was able to watch a little bit of the college football games. Ohio State at number 1, they deserve it. Penn State at number 2, deserves it. LSU at number 3, deserves it. Fucking ad. Oregon at number 4, deserves it. Someone keeps voting Oregon as the number 1 seed. I don't understand that. Whatever. Miami number 2 over Georgia. I still think Georgia's a better team than Miami, but whatever. Who the fuck cares? It doesn't matter. Whatever. Good. Texas at 7. Get Texas the fuck out of the top 10. They struggled even if it wasn't for that quick 28-point stretch in, 15 minutes? Get him the fuck out of there. Texas is just not. Arch Manning, those videos, he looked hurt. He looked very hurt. Texas is not a top 10 team. Get him out of there. It's just their preseason rankings the reason they're number 7. They don't deserve to be number 7 at all. Notre Dame at number 8 at 0-1 is whatever. They're fine. They're going to be a top 10 team. I can't hate on that. Do they deserve the 8 ranking being 0-1 when all these other teams are 2-0 and have played a lot better games, like say Florida State or how Illinois dominated Duke? Do they deserve a better ranking than Notre Dame? Absolutely. Is Notre Dame a better team? I actually don't know. That actually is a debate. I think teams like Florida State and Illinois should be ranked above Notre Dame just from what they do. Rankings should be about what you do in that season, not what have you done in the past years. Like Alabama still being ranked after that Florida State game, they should have been fucking wiped off the face of the top 25. All right, we got Florida State, South Carolina. I got this ad block on the top of my screen. What the fuck? South Carolina, fine, whatever. Clemson at 12. Clemson might be one of the most disappointing teams of the season. I picked them to win the ACC. I said this was an investment. This was free money. They were plus 110 to win the ACC. This was supposed to be very easy. I wasn't expecting Florida State to be like this. I expected SMU to not be that good. I didn't expect Carson Beck to be better than just a fucking Georgia reject. We're fucked. That bet's fucked. Clemson at 12 is ridiculous. They should be out of the top 15. Oklahoma with John Mateer, although Oklahoma should have beat Michigan by a lot more than what they did as a rational Michigan fan, should be above Clemson. Iowa State at 3-0. Iowa State is not gonna be a threat at all. When they get into Big 12 play, they're gonna start losing these games. They played an Iowa team. It is the Iowa Bowl. Those games were always very low scoring, so whatever. Iowa's quarterback, I'm sorry, the NDSU transfer, Gronkowski, I really like him. He performed very poor against Iowa State, but also didn't really have many opportunities to do it. Just didn't throw the ball at an elite level. It's just Iowa football, baby. We all love it. Tennessee is going to be very good this season as well. Decent this season. They do have Aguilar is a lot better than Nico. He is much of an upgrade than Nico. They're going to be a threat in the SEC. National championship contender? No. Threat in the SEC in the playoffs? Absolutely. Texas A&M 2-0, don't know nothing about them. It's Texas A&M. They're going to end up losing games down the stretch. Not worried about them as well either. Ole Miss, same exact thing. Lane Kiffin, don't know much about them since Jackson Dart left. But the one team I really want to talk about is South Florida. Because my God, if you watch one of my old episodes, when I was going over Thursday night football games and it was Boise, South Florida, and I was like, holy fuck, I was looking at South Florida's schedule, who do they normally play? What conference are they in? They're in the American, and I saw their first 3 games, and I'm like, this team has the hardest first 3 games out of any team in all of college football. And it was not even a debate. And that was Boise at 25. Florida was ranked 13 at the time. Miami was ranked 10 at the time. They're ranked 5 now. They dominated Boise. I'm not going to say dominated Florida, but they beat Florida. And if they beat Miami, they're a top 5 team. They've had the hardest 3 games. Their quarterback is legit. They're good. I'm happy they ranked them 18. They deserve to be ranked 18. They deserve to be ranked over Alabama. Alabama at 19, fine. Alabama bounced back in a great way. Was it against a shitbag team? Yes. Did they show up and play? Absolutely. Alabama is going to be... They did panic after week 1, but if they turn the season around, it is still a very talented roster. It is still Alabama. I get it, it's not with Nick Saban, but it still is Alabama, and they still are going to be competitive. Utah looked very good against UCLA. Now, is that because Nico sucks? Maybe, but Utah is currently the favorite to win the Big 12, along with Texas Tech, who's a good team. That Big 12 is just a jumble of fun. Even a team like Kansas, who was up against Missouri most of the game, and then lost it towards the end. Kansas is going to be good. The Big 12 is going to have a collection of the top end, very, very, very good teams. Very competitive ball in the Big 12. It's going to be sort of like last year when all the teams were like 10-2, 10-2, 9-3, bunch of 9-3, 10-2 teams. And however the chips may lie, whoever wins that conference championship game is going to get in. Will they only have one team? Sure, but it's going to be a very fun conference to watch this year. I think every big, like high-end Big 12 game is a must watch if you're a football fan. You like watching good football. And then at 22 we have Indiana, who Indiana's not going to be that good. They just have a weak opening schedule. They're just going to win, whatever. They're 22. Indiana has no threat to do a damn thing in the college football world, but congrats on still being ranked in the top 25. Auburn deserves that 24 ranking. Missouri, after that win against Kansas, because that was very high, and Kansas as well too at 25. That's well deserved. Michigan at 23. With that offense, they should get the fuck out of there, and they need to be replaced by, how is Arizona State the next field? But I don't know, a team like Georgia Tech, BYU, Florida out of the top 25. Holy fuck. USC's up there. USC's not going to be bad this season. Louisville is in the honorable mention, even though they shouldn't be with the close win against JMU. But yeah, Michigan should be the fuck. I talked about the state of Michigan and the Shambles win for about 20-ish minutes there. I don't want to yell at my phone. I'm trying to stay calm. Because if over 10 people watch this, not myself, Jesus Christ. But anyways, yeah, that's going to be the end of the Zwat show today. Not a good show. Not a good show at all. Hand up, not a good show. When I work 12 hours every single weekday, I make a lot of money. Sure. Will the show be good? No. Will the Thursday show be exceptional when I have time to prepare and I have Austin in studio and we create magic? Absolutely. That show's great. Tuesday show tomorrow will be much better. I'll have a lot more time to write down. I'm off the entire day. I'll be able to come up with funnier segments. I'll be able to do all this stuff. But I really, really need a co-host for this Monday segment. I really need one. I need someone that knows all the NFL ball. I could talk college ball. I can do college. I really can. I can do that by myself because I have a full Sunday to go over it. Saturday at night I'd be able to do it because I only close on Sunday. But those Sunday games, those NFL games, I'm really going to need someone to do it with me if I want the show to develop into anything great. Because right now, it's just my rants on TikTok and then I just post my clips, which are doing quite fine. I think I gained 10 followers on TikTok when I don't really promote this. None of my really friends know about this. I'm trying not to have anyone I know about this right now because I want to make sure this is better than what it should be. But I need co-hosts. I need people. I need, their friends to get attached. Basically, I need a Ponzi scheme in my podcast. I'm trying to create a Ponzi scheme. I need more people in my podcast so their friends watch my podcast and then become fans of me. So I'm basically the Northwestern Mutual of the YouTube world now. I need people to come on my show. Yeah. Whatever, that's fine. That's a good comparison. But anyways, that's going to wrap up the Zwat show. Not the best show. I'm upset about Michigan. I have a lot of things to do. I work all day today. All right, this was a quick Monday episode. A little overreactions. But yes, I need someone to come in here every single Sunday night or Monday morning and talk some ball with me. But that is going to, like I said, wrap up the Zwat show. And I hope you guys enjoyed at least a little bit about it. And then I will see you guys tomorrow.